today I want to talk to you about a concept that I call positive triggering. Now, most of us are familiar with triggers as being the cue to something usually bad. Relapse, a deterioration, substance use, traumatic internal experience. What I'm going to talk to you today about is how you harness the power of triggers to bring about a powerful, positive story for your clients so that they can alter their behaviors and keep them in line with the positive identity they want to have in the future. So, first off, I want to tell you a little story. There was a gentleman I was very close to for a number of years, and he was a combat vet, and he and his wife used to argue all the time about him leaving out his stuff from the war, whether it's fatigues or photos or even gear for that matter. And he would leave all of this stuff around, collected it most of the time like in his study area. And it was a real point of tension in their marriage and in their relationship for a long period of time. And I asked him, I said, how come you guys haven't agreed on what to do with all your stuff, man? And he's like, Dan, I got to keep this. I got to keep this stuff out. And I said, why? He said, it reminds me who I am. I am a soldier. I've been through hell. I can get through anything. I'm a leader. I love my country. I love my family. I have strength. I have friends. I've done more than most people. And when I see these things, it helps me to remember how to carry myself. Reminds me that I'm not a monster, that I'm not a horrible person, that I'm a good husband, that I'm a good father. It just changes the way I feel all day. Even though it doesn't seem like much, it means the world to me. And so I bring this up because it's very important, these concepts of triggers. A lot of times we look at the negative, but we have to see that all objects, places, people, they remind us of a story. And the story in our mind kind of gets us involved to participate in real time. So if I'm participating with the story that I'm a good man, I start to act a little bit more like a good man. If I'm triggered to remember that I am a soldier, that I'm a good husband, that I'm disciplined, I act like that. So triggers have a positive effect too. And we can do this intentionally. So first thing is really to have your clients identify what the identity they want for themselves instead of the one that they have. Not one of shame, not one of past failings or pain or suffering or trauma, but the one of resilience, or the one of success and lovability, and the one of endurance and resiliency. And then ask the client what are the things, the people, or what I would call totems that will help help them to remember and remind them of the person they want to become. So that when they're exposed to these triggers, what it does is it puts their mind on that story. It puts their mind on that path. And that will change their behaviors. Remember, when we embed triggers, it starts to evoke a behavioral component, or what we call in psychology, the ritual. So I carry myself different because now I remember how I'm supposed to behave. And so the more that we build that into our life or help our clients do that on purpose, it fosters a positive identity. And it gives them something else to pay attention to. Instead of worrying about seeing bad things, smelling bad things, going to bad places where bad things are going to happen. Instead, they have control. And they're intentionally fostering an identity. Remember, if our clients don't remember who they are, they become who they're not. So help your clients remember who they are